All right, welcome back. The show is interactive, and we do want to hear from you throughout the show. So kindly use the hashtag Breakfast Daily for us to hear what you're thinking. The WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. Now, I'm going to get into some community conversations, and we're going up to WA. Now, in the last week or so, a lot of things have come to light about some insecurity situations that have been occurring in WA. Over the last few months, a lot of people have lost their lives, and they all happen to be in the same, should I say, profession, security guards. You know, and it's been rather worrying. And so we have a report for you. Let's take a look at this report. We'll come back and then we'll talk to our resource persons.
First to arrive in the region was the Interior Minister, Honorable Ambrose Derry, who held closed-door meeting with the Regional Security Council. He was accompanied by members of the Security Council to the palace of the Overlord of the Wala traditional area, where he assured him of the government's commitment to ensuring peace and security in Wa.
I think that my visit here was one of reassurance that the security agencies, and in this case especially the lead security agency, the Ghana Police Service, is in control of the situation. They, led by the IGP and the POMAP, would investigate whatever has happened in the past, and all I'm assuring the one is that the security agencies so far are up to the task, and we believe and we support them to do their work. It is their domain of investigating crime, and I believe that the last 2 days, you in WA have really observed that the police have taken steps to, as it were, enhance the security of the area. I believe all of you are more confident. Now, as I said, the trend was that anytime there was a heavy rain, after that there was an occurrence. I want to believe that so far is the hard work of the police, but this is purely police activity. The Director General of Police is in town, the IGP will come into town, he would come and be in control, and the indication is that he's likely also to come and brief the paramount chief as to what is happening. For me, express on behalf of the President and the people of Ghana our condolences to all families who have lost loved ones, and that our thoughts are with them now, and that we will do anything possible to support the requisite agencies, police, immigration, dealing with foreigners, and the rest of them.
The overlord of the Wala traditional area, now Hussein Saidu Pilpo IV, expressed satisfaction about government's steps so far to restore peace in the Wa township.
Wa, and for that matter, the Upper West region is in a state of mourning. We appreciate the actions from headquarters to help stem the tide of what are now obvious ritual killings in the Wa municipality. When you realized the killings were getting one too many, you sent a team of investigators to support the criminal investigation department within the police service in the region. When again the police service in the region got overwhelmed by the increasing spate of killings, you sent more men to beef up the number of your men on the ground. Admittedly, however, upon hindsight, one can describe the actions not only as knee-jerk reactions, but also as too little, too late.
Next to arrive was the Inspector General of the Ghana Police Service, George Ekufu Dampare, who also held a meeting with the Upper West Regional Minister. He inspected some police duty posts in the Wa Township before meeting a mini Deber of chiefs at the palace of Naf Hussein Saidu Pilpo IV. The IGP did not allow the media during his interaction with the chiefs. However, In an interaction with a local search team, he assured the public that his men will apprehend the perpetrators of the killing that claimed 10 lives so far.
We have decided to bring more people because we are the lead security agencies when it comes to internal security. So already every security agency is involved in this exercise we are doing. But as a lead agency, we take full command and responsibility and make sure that we deepen it to the level that will keep you so safe. That's why you could see all the motorbikes, all the personnel, and the undercover special intelligence teams, the undercover special investigation teams working day and night with most of you in the communities. Now some of you have seen some of them dressed as if they work in the market, as if they work at the shops, all towards getting to the bottom of this matter. And have you seen the results we are making? Have you seen all the things and how we have worked with you as search parties into the bushes, into the areas, and the results we are getting? For 5 days, I have not slept, my teams have not slept as we mobilize and come down here to deal with the matter. And yesterday when I was sleeping, it was almost 3 a.m. and I just have to get up at 5 and come here. That demonstrates how committed we are in making sure that we live up to our mandate of maintaining law and order and protecting life and property.
Some residents of Wa expressed satisfaction about the visit, but said the police have to be swift with their investigations.
And I'm very happy to see the visit of the IGP. And for the past 2 days now, we are seeing things like this are now moving down for us. And at first, we were not happy for it at all, because the way things were going on. And even where they buried the people, it's around our side. So it makes us feel uncomfortable even going to the house. So by the moment, we are very glad to see us IGP is around. And we are hoping that he's going to make it.
Now what is going on now is we are like for the past days we have been hearing some things about killing, but for now we know that we are going to help the IGP, the Commander-in-Chief of WA, to look for the people that is going on doing the killing there. So now, for now we are impressed.
My impression about the visit of the IGP to the Upper West region is that it will give the people of the region a kind of encouragement that his visit will bring this killing in the Upper West region to a stop, because you see the kind of policemen that are in the region to help other policemen in the region as far as these operations or killing is concerned.
Meanwhile, Citi News sources at the Upper West Regional Police Command suggest that one suspect has been arrested in connection with the killing. The suspect, Kankani Adongo, is reported to have been busted by a local search team in his hideout at Bamaho, a suburb of Wa.
All right, so that's the report we have for you there. That's quite a show of force. Everybody sees not only the IGP, but you see the number of policemen that were out there.
Yeah.
Well, our colleague who brought us that report, Latif Mahama, want to talk to him this morning. Latif, good morning.
Good morning, David.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great.
Okay, now I have a few questions about this whole situation. First of all, the man who has been nabbed, do you know much about him?
Well, information about him is still handy.
Okay.
What I can say is that he is reported to have been located in an uncompleted building around where the last body was retrieved.
Okay.
Now, we also got information that he is somebody that lives in Tumu some days ago, because a friend in Tumu told me that he was found at the Tumu Lorry Park some days ago, and he was also seen begging for money to travel to Wa. So this is him, Kankani Adongo. Well, he was suspected. I must say that at this point, he remains a suspect, because when they got him, a bucket was found in the room he was busted. He also had a diary that contained a list of telephone numbers, and then some money in the denominations of 5 cities, 20 cities, and then 10 cities. So these were the items found in him. We are also told that there was a jackknife that was found around where he was accosted. And so this is the little we have heard about him so far.
Is there a pattern in terms of the way the people were murdered? When you look at all the different people that lost their lives tragically, is there a pattern? So knife wounds, gunshot wounds, is there a pattern that we can establish from the way the people lost their lives?
One, almost all of them had their stomach cut open,
Okay.
and some parts also removed. That's a common phenomenon around all those that have been killed so far. Some of them were buried in shallow graves. If I may take you through what is happening.
Go ahead.
In February this year, 2 middle-aged men were killed, one in front of a local radio station. Indeed, he was not buried. Residents woke up and realized that he was lying in a pool of blood in a supine position.
Okay.
But then there was, in the same man, there was another man that was killed at Mangu, a suburb of Wa. Then on the 16th of March, another man was found buried in a shallow grave in the Wa Technical Institute, not far from the entrance of the Wa Technical Institute.
Okay.
On April this year, a 60-year-old man working as a watchman at the high-ranking international school was also found buried close to his workplace. Indeed, residents found him buried in a shallow grave. Then on the 16th of June this year, an unidentified man was found in a shallow grave around the GI Ahmadiyya Junior High School. On the 31st of the same month, a 60-year-old private security man, Mumun Jesu, was also found buried in an uncompleted building near where he operates or he was manning. Another security man manning a sawmill got killed along the Wanokore road, while another man was also murdered around Napogokole, also a suburb of Wa. So these are the number that we had so far. Then it came as no surprise when the residents went on a spontaneous demonstration after the last killing was done last Friday, whose body was retrieved just on Sunday. So the residents went on demonstration apparently to register their displeasure over what is happening, the killing. So far, what is quite intriguing is that right from February, when the issues started happening, no arrest has been made in connection with the killing. So the residents saw it as a lapse on the security architecture, and so they embarked on the demonstration.
So what's the feeling in today, considering the show of police force and presence after the IGP visited?
I must say that there is heavy security presence in the Wa Township. It is night and day. Just this dawn, I was going to drop somebody, and it was like a daytime. The police were all over doing snapshots on vehicles and riders flying the main route. We are also told that there are some security men who are not in uniform also conducting investigation with regards to what is happening. However, most residents think that a lot could be achieved if the local authorities are well engaged and given the chance to be part of the investigation. Remember, all the sections in WA, they have now formed what is called local committees, search committees who are in the bushes to try to see if they can find. There's currently one person that is yet to be found. He was also a security man that got missing. They are yet to find him, so they are looking for him and other persons. But then there's a semblance of peace because people continue to go about with their normal activities. Shops are open and people are looking calm. But then they think that the police have to do a lot as far as this issue is concerned to allay the fears of residents in this town. Now, another angle is that residents in Wa seem to have rather a lot of trust for the local vigilante guys that are working. Remember, these were the guys who identified the body of the last person that was killed and then later informed the police. Even yesterday, the man who was arrested was first accosted by the local vigilantes, the local search team, before handing him over to the police. So the locals trust that if given the chance, the local search team will definitely come to the bottom of this whole thing. But then there's a need to cooperate with the police to find a lasting solution to this whole menace.
Isn't there a risk, though, with the local search team? I mean, I do think that there's an important place for them in searching, but isn't there a risk in people taking the law into their own hands when they suspect someone?
Well, talking about risk, I think that the risk is more on the life of residents in this area rather than going to state. Because remember, people are not having that trust that there will be an end to this whole thing. And so they've waited since February, as I mentioned. No arrest has been made. And so it appears they are taking the risk to save their lives or to halt the killing menace. But then, if I may also add, there's this issue of the traditional authorities also coming in. We are told that the Wala traditional area, the traditional council met on Sunday and they came out with measures that will support the police in their search. And I'm told that in that meeting, all sectional heads were asked to look for people that are well abreast with happenings in their community and submit those names for onward submission to the police so they could assist in bringing the whole menace to a halt.
Lateef, thank you very much for this update. We appreciate your time. Thank you. We'll be speaking with Lateef Mahama, who is our Upper West regional correspondent. Yeah, Frima, so it looks like at least some progress, after a long time of nothing happening. Some progress has begun, at least with one suspect being apprehended. I'm just concerned that sometimes in these the ambience and the environment where people are desperate for an answer, sometimes if you're not careful, we may rush to conclusions, because it's the easy way to go, But then the IGP is there, and he has his men on the ground, and they are taking it seriously, having paid a visit also to the Wana and spoken to him about it. So I think that the police should be given the support.
Well, I agree with you, but sometimes how we handle things, security issues, also kind of give backing for locals to do what they want to do. Now, this killing started all the way back in February. we have lost the 10th person, you know. Why did it have to take this long for police to come in? Now, when you listen to the report from Latif, I mean, there was one that someone was murdered in broad daylight, you know, and okay, so I don't know if it was in the night or something, but it woke up to see the body there. What happened, you know? Now, why did they have to take the local search party to even locate the shallow grave, you know, where the police was there? You can't tell me that there are no police people in Wa. What have they been doing? Does it have to take the IGP to come all the way to Wa? Now, does it need to take the locals to protest before we find the need, you know, to get up and really take a serious look at this? So, you know, sometimes, well, the police is there, but I feel too much has happened, you know, to lose 10 people. These are security people as well, you know, so if security people are being murdered this way, then what happens to the local people? So you let them feel that, look, our destinies are in our hands. We need to do something about it. Well, we've been joined by the...
You can ask the MCE questions.
We're joined by Isahaku Tahiru, is the MCE for WA. Thank you very much. Welcome to Breakfast Daily, sir.
Thank you very much.
Right. Morning. So, when last did you hear about these killings?
Well, you know, crime doesn't have a beginning. We were all born to meet crime, and all sorts of crimes that have been committed have started long before. And the one municipality is not an isolated area. So we've been hearing about some of these crimes and other crimes within the municipality, and then others are being handled the way they're supposed to be handled. But this current situation that confronted us at the moment, if we look at it, it appears like a rehearsed crime by a group of people who have identified their target and have their plan against those people. And that is why we are able to establish a trend in the way they operate. And that convinces us that this particular incident that is happening is well rehearsed and then planned, and therefore a unique one, different from the rest of the crimes and the other killings and deaths that confronted us in the municipality before. So this very one, it came to our notice when we first found the first one that was found in the shallow grave. Then we go to the second one, too, that was found in another shallow grave. So it was then we decided that, and even in our meeting we said that what is happening currently doesn't seem to be an incident, what you call an accident or something. It is a planned crime that is happening, so it's the need for us to get up. And it was at that time that we started putting, you know, strategies in place, and police started working around to see if they can get perpetrators of this crime.
Right now, Honorable, when you say that it was at this time, what exactly are we talking about in terms of when we lost the people? Was it after the second person, after the third person, after the 8th, after the 10th person? Because you rightly mentioned that it looks like this has been a rehearsed kind of crime. At what point did we establish this trend?
I think the second killing.
Okay.
So the second one was where the municipal security council sat and said that this issue is not a normal thing. We have to get our senior, what you call it, council informant, that is the red set, for which I'm also a member. The issue was reported at that level where we have senior most officers of the security agencies within the region. So they all deploy, you know, officers under them, you know, to activate whatever strategy that they can employ to get these perpetrators. But you know, as I indicated earlier, someone that has taken time to plan his activity, you get confronted with that activity, you cannot work or move at the same pace and level as the one that was ahead of you. It really it requires proactiveness, you know, and swift action to be able to get to where they are. And looking at even the police in the numbers and others around the municipality and the region, that one alone was a constraint. You know, I think that has been one of the reasons why this issue has traveled this far. You know.
Yeah. No. Would you?
But,
yeah. No. I'm asking. So this second killing, when did it happen? Was it in February? Was it in March?
Yeah. You see, the second killing happened in July.
Okay.
Yes, it happens in July. Though we had other issues that happened earlier on, but the scenario are not the same. But this one where they abducted a watchman, we found him buried in uncompleted building. Then the next day, another watchman was missing. I mean, the space of 2 weeks, 2 people got missing. All the 3 that got missing, and we finally found one yesterday. They got missing within 3 weeks, and all these people got missing.
Is it not a bit, kind of embarrassing that a group of people who have prepared themselves to commit these kind of murders can beat the security system?
Well, if you say so, you are not far from being, your statement is not far from being the truth. But however, as I said, if one is planning against you at your blind side, definitely he or she may get you before you get realized. So that is the situation we find ourselves at the moment. But it's not a hopeless, situation. It's not a hopeless situation. I think there is hope, and they're looking at things. The security are still close to the perpetrators of this crime. So that is why I keep on saying that, indigents and people around here to exercise restraint, so that their actions will not tamper with evidence and other things. You see, mind you, security issues, you can't discuss them in public. And usually the way you operate is completely different from the way other people would have, operated when they get themselves confronted with some of these issues. So it is a very serious matter. Yes, it's a very serious matter. And the security, they are not sleeping at all.
Right. Now, we've been informed that these persons who have been murdered are private security officers. Are they all from one private security company, or they are from different companies?
No. You see, one thing people are not aware is that they are not working for any private company.
Okay.
These are elder men in the communities where they live from, whose services are engaged by individual store owners to take care of their shops for them.
Okay.
And usually, they take this job as part-time. So during the day, they go to their farms, they do other works, and now come to take care of these stores. And it will interest you to note that one person, especially the last person that was killed, you see, one person is taking care of over 15 stores and then containers around where he operates.
Okay.
So the people get to know that this is the only person who is here and he is not properly armed, no any weapon. The only weapon probably that will be around him might be a bow and arrow or maybe a cutlass. And then where he finds himself is also an isolated area. After 9 p.m., you don't see people, moving around that area. So that is the challenges. So the people, that is why I keep on telling my people that the perpetrators of this crime are not foreigners. They are people who have stayed with us, who are within us, and they study the area and they know the operational area better, than even some other people. And that is why they are able to execute this, their plans easily. Otherwise, where this person was killed, right under that container, there is a street light, right under the container where he was murdered. But they did not even express any fear whatsoever, but they were bold enough to commit their crime right under the light.
Now,
so that is the challenge we have.
Right. Per the intelligence that you've gathered as the MCE, would you describe these killings as probably ritual murders or maybe robberies gone bad?
No, they are ritual murders because even where they go to kill them, they took them away. There are no breakages, and the operation is similar in all fashions. The operations are similar. The last, but the first one that we found, I mean, there is a bench in front of the store where he sleeps in order to take care of his operational area, just by the roadside, also under a street light. So somebody from behind can come and knock his head with a stone, and that is how they operate. They will first attack the head, break the head, even if the person is not completely dead at first strike, but he will be dazed and unconscious, and they can do whatever operations they like. So that is how they've been operating. It is not robbery at all. And you see that some of them, they cut them open, they take certain parts, from them. The first one, they took the heart out. Another one, they took the genitals, the eye, the tongue. So it tells you that it is for a purpose and not for murder. And one of them they siphoned the blood. They didn't cut open nothing. They only siphoned the blood and then dumped him. So that is what is happening.
Right now, the IGP is there with his men. This will naturally bring some kind of calm, to residents in this area. But what happens when the IGP and his men leave?
Well, and that is another issue for us to handle. And I personally put this particular question before the Minister of Interior. And he gave me the assurance that he is aware of the shortage of the numbers in the municipality and the region at large. So if the IGP and his men leave, but they're going to, address the shortage of police personnel within the municipality. And you see, you can't have a municipality as big as it is. You have over 200,000 people residing in this municipality, and you have a scanty a number of policemen, and 50 people transferred out, and only one person came in. And I know this has not been, on the table of the IGP, and I'm sure he is aware of this. He will not accept that. That is why when we cried immediately, he listened to us and deployed, over 300 people to the municipality. In addition, they gave us a number of motorbikes, and that will help in patrols around the peripheries of town. So where these people go to dump the dead bodies. We'll continue to appeal to the Minister of Interior, including the IGP, that for the motorbikes and whatever they brought in, it shouldn't be taken away. And I'm sure many of them will remain because the President recently, gave out police motorbikes to the police service. And I'm sure our cut will come. And then also the numbers also beef up.
Honorable, before you take leave of us, generally, how would you describe security in WA and its environs?
In fact, until this particular incident, what is happening now, with regards to armed robbery attacks and then other petty crimes and whatever, one municipality has been a very peaceful place. We don't see people robbing or attacking people, armed robbery and whatever. We managed to bring all that under control until the emergence of this particular alien, activity within the municipality. So take away these murders and then kidnapping. One municipality is a very peaceful place. And I'm sure and hopeful that when we are able to address this particular one, as we are closer to addressing it, while we go back to its original peaceful, and serene community and environment for everybody. And you see, the peaceful nature of this municipality is what attracted a lot of business people coming in to settle within the municipality. And I can tell you, over 40 to 50% of the business community of one municipality are all foreigners. And they're doing their business very well. You see people coming from other regions to come here to buy commodities and goods they could even get from Accra and other places. We have people who import direct from other countries straight to WA here. And people come here to take goods and go away. So, and that is an indication that the environment is very peaceful and serene. It's very unfortunate that we have found ourselves in this particular situation.
Yeah. Honorable, I know that you mentioned that one of the recent killings happened under the street lights. I'm just concerned about the general lighting condition within the community. How is that? What is that like?
Yes, you see, some time back, we had issues with the street lighting issue, and we addressed them. But generally, you cannot have a street light at every corner of the municipality. So the time these particular street lights were installed, WA was not as wide and wider as it is today.
Okay.
So the lights were, installed up to certain boundaries. So today, if you know WA very well, you see that the initial boundaries are all covered. But, settlements have gone beyond the original or the initial places that we have street lights. And those places are very dark. But thankfully, we are in touch with the National Security and the Ministry of Energy, and we are getting indications that we'll be supported with street lighting and poles so that we can extend street lighting throughout the municipality. Wa is fast growing, and the numbers are increasing, and development is also increasing so much. And that is putting a lot of pressure on us with regards to eliminating
Right,
the town.
right.
Thank you very
much, MCE of Wa Isahaku Tahiru.
Yeah, well, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and Breakfast Daily will continue shortly.